Hello everyone, this is Akila from Freela. In today's video, let us look into study tip for IELTS reading. Study tip number 1. Some examples of the type of information you may be asked to find are a number, a date, a measurement, a reason, a cause, an effect, a conclusion, the problems, a finding, an account, a reaction, a description. So these are the possible type of information we may be asked to find, especially in reading section. Okay, so when we are going through different passages in the question booklet, we have to think about whether the information matches any of these types. That is the first thing. We should identify the proper type of information and what is the question is and what we are about to do with this question. Unless we find or understand the meaning or what type of question it is or what we have to do with this, we cannot find a proper or correct answer according to the question. So please do check while you're going through the question. Study tip number 2. There are several ways of linking ideas in a text. Look at the following examples. This is remarkable. Here, the rooks. Remember, it is important to study all aspects of language when preparing for the IELTS exam. As you read through longer, complex passages, try to be aware of how the ideas are connected. This can also help improve writing. So, in this particular section, we are benefited with two things. The one thing is we will come across certain linking ideas, such as this is remarkable, here the roots, and so on. And when we get to learn and read and know more about these type of linking ideas, it will also help us in the writing section. Certainly, we can use these linking ideas in our writing section so as to improve our writing skill. And here, whenever we are preparing for IELTS exam, we should study all these important aspects. When we are going through a very long or complex sentences or passages, we should be aware of how these ideas are connected with each other so that it may benefit us while we are writing, or it may give us an idea how to link sentences or phrases or words in a passage. Study tip number 3. Look online or find out if your local library has copies of international newspapers and magazines. Read the education, health, or science sections of newspapers such as The Times, The Guardian, The Australian, The New Zealand Herald, The New Yorker, and The Washington Post for reports on academic studies. So, if you are a person who prefer to study abroad for your higher studies and you choose academic IELTS, then certainly you have to go through all these newspapers or magazines. You know, the reading section is completely about these factors like education, health, or science. The passages will be mentioning different words such as innovated vocabulary, sentence structure, phrases, some scientific terms, and so on. In order to get familiar with that type of questions or passages, you have to go through some international newspapers and magazines. The more you are into these international newspapers and magazines, the more you can score and understand the concept better, so that it may lead you to, even in the writing skill, you can impose these words and introduce new vocabulary phrases. It may benefit both. So try to get familiarized with international newspapers and magazines so that you may score high. Study tip number 4. To achieve the best IELTS score, focus on learning vocabulary, grammar, and building your reading, writing, listening, and speaking skills as a part of your preparation. Don't just focus on test taking strategies. The most important thing is don't just do it for the sake of something else. Just focus on all these four categories. Get to enrich your vocabulary, grammar, and try to build your reading, writing, listening, as well as speaking skills through each stage of your practice so that you can score really high marks. And thank you. See you in the next video.